national forecast begins now. We're going to be going across the country. It is active in just about every region of Canada, so we'll break that all down for you, what you need to know. On this to Newfoundland, the winds, the waves, that's been a big story in recent days, and perhaps a little more of this kind of activity in store. Now, snowfall targeting many different parts of the country. Here in Quebec, more of a beautiful winter scene, but with some areas getting some highway snowfall, that could be difficult to navigate. And a beautiful full supermoon in the sky. And hey, while you're looking upward, why not try to catch a glimpse of the northern lights, as we do have Thursday night into our Friday morning, a geomagnetic storm that could provide some northern lights viewing conditions for many across Canada. Now, we'll hope for those clear skies. We do have a fairly strong G3 geomagnetic storm, so let's see whether we get those conditions overnight to kind of get a peek and maybe a view at the aurora borealis. But in terms of today, we do have that snowfall moving across parts of the prairies. Looks like southern Ontario, maybe some snowfall late weekend, and Atlantic Canada still going through it with some messy conditions over the next few days. Here's a look at the overnight conditions, and while we do have some clear skies in parts of Atlantic Canada, unfortunately, where we might have that best chance of seeing auroras in more central and northern parts of Canada, yeah, it's looking a little cloudy, so fingers crossed for a more favorable forecast there overnight tonight. Now we look at a couple systems moving across the country, some Alberta clippers that are going to be combining with some cold air surging down and making for some wintry scenes already underway when we take a look into this line of snow across the Yellowhead Highway through today. We could see some rain mixing in there as well, but yeah, potentially some travel disrupting snowfall as well. And then we have another round, this low pressure system, kind of more of a southerly track for our Friday into early Saturday, it looks like. And with that, we'll have some breezy conditions, especially in southern Alberta, where we do have some stronger gusts. But again, this helping to show the kind of two different rounds and the two different tracks. But this opening round underway for our Thursday, yeah, could be quite a travel disruptor. Now this afternoon, we are looking at conditions in southern Alberta trending warmer, but fast forward to our Friday. Look at tomorrow, already that cool air settling down. Meanwhile, for British Columbia, we are looking at some pretty active conditions. The south coast is going to be dealing with that rainfall, the snow at higher elevations, a little bit of that lingering into our Friday before things kind of quiet down, at least in terms of the rain. But for central and coastal areas into the weekend, another round of some potentially drenching, impactful weather. Rainfall forecast through our Friday morning. You can see parts of Vancouver Island really going through it. Snow at higher elevations, something we've been seeing. And the wind, look at this as we head into our Thursday afternoon. So don't be surprised if we do see some power outages or potentially ferry delays. We'll have to keep a close eye with the kind of different facets of this weather we're facing right now. Over the next few days, looking at our temperature pattern, certainly a decent little warm-up late weekend for areas like Vancouver. As we head to the east, there's that system from the prairies making its way in. And with that, the second system, snowfall in southern Ontario. That's what some forecast models are predicting right now. Others may be saying rain, but ultimately it could be a bit of a early wintry vibe as we look into late weekend. Now, for parts of Atlantic Canada, we see this system underway for our day, and yeah, that's going to shift over to Newfoundland later this evening. We see some wet snowfall, particularly for parts of Newfoundland with this. And then another system moving through. We can see overnight Friday into Saturday, and that could bring yet another dose of rain and active weather. So no rest for the wicked in Atlantic Canada with more systems targeting southern areas. Here's a look at that wet snowfall forecast, and that could be, again, causing a little bit of difficulty in parts of Newfoundland. And the winds as well, still a factor for some, although certainly not quite as remarkable as what we saw just a few days ago. And for Quebec, we are looking at temperatures trending cooler. And then as we look for tomorrow, maybe some snowfall in the mix. Here's a look at how it's kind of playing through. I mean, it could be kind of an earlier morning, a little dusting of snowfall before the bigger load of moisture comes through later into our Friday afternoon. For Ontario, yes, the roads early on our Thursday morning in some areas got a brief little dusting of some lake effect snow, and that might be a sign of what's to come. Rainfall for our Friday in southern areas, and then looking a bit further ahead into that weekend. Again, maybe we'll see some of that snowfall track in more southerly areas. Here's a look at the snowfall we're expecting through Friday, which could disrupt travel in some more northern parts of Ontario.